Let's kick things off with a quote that, honestly, just stops you in your tracks. They deform your body, but they transform your soul. Wow. I mean, that one sentence really gets to the very core of what we're going to talk about today. How our greatest challenges, the things that break us, can actually forge the most incredible version of ourselves. So today, we're diving deep into the idea of the unbreakable mind. We're going to look at some powerful stories and lessons that teach us one crucial thing. The most important conversation you'll ever have is the one with yourself. And, true strength isn't about never getting broken. It's all about how you piece yourself back together.
All right, first up, your inner dialogue. We have to start here because really, everything begins with that constant conversation happening inside your own head. So let me ask you something, and be honest with yourself. When you mess up, when you make a mistake, what does that voice in your head sound like? Is it kind? Is it supportive? Or is it your absolute harshest critic? Just look at this contrast. It's wild, right? When a friend is hurting, we're all compassion. We tell them, it's okay, let it go, you're strong. But when it's us, we command our own minds to hit the replay button on that failure over and over, locking in the pain and just cementing this idea that we're not good enough.
But what happens when the pain isn't from a small mistake? What happens when it feels like the whole world just breaks you? Well, that brings us to the incredible, and I mean incredible story of Muniba Mazarari.
Okay, so picture this. At 18, Muniba was married. Just 2 years later, at 20, a devastating car accident completely shattered her body. She spent months in the hospital, going through one surgery after another, only to be told her life was forever changed. It took 2.5 long, agonizing years before she could even sit in a wheelchair for the first time. And then, as if that wasn't enough, came the verdicts, one by one, like hammer blows. You can never paint again. Her passion, gone. You can never walk again. Her freedom, gone. You can never be a mother. Her dream, gone. They basically told her that the life she knew was over, finished.
And right here, in this moment of total devastation, this is where her real story begins. See, when the world has done its absolute worst, you're left with a choice, a fundamental choice. Do you accept the terrible story that's been written for you? Or do you decide, right then and there, to pick up the pen and write a new one? After years of despair, Muniba talks about this one moment, looking at herself in the mirror, and it just clicked. Nobody was coming to save her. She had to save herself. And that decision, that single moment of accepting her reality, exactly as it was, that was the first, most courageous step toward rebuilding her entire world. So, how can we actually use this? It really boils down to a simple 4-step process for taking control of your own mind. First, just acknowledge the painful thought. Don't fight it, just see it. Then, ask yourself a simple question. Is this thought useful? Is it helping me? If the answer is no, you literally tell your mind, let it go. This isn't helping. And then, this is the key. You actively replace it with a thought that builds you up instead of tearing you down.
When you make that internal shift from being a victim of your story to being the author, it changes everything. It's not just about coping anymore. It's about forging a whole new kind of strength, one that isn't built on your circumstances, but on an attitude of excellence. To really get this, there's this great little story. So a father and son are walking their brand new horse through town, and right away, people on the street start judging. Look at those fools. They have a horse and they're walking? What's the point?
So, okay. To shut them up, the father puts his son on the horse. They walk a little further, and what happens? A new group of people chimes in. Oh, look at that. What a shameless boy, riding along while his poor old father has to walk in the dirt.
So they get frustrated, and they switch. Now the father's riding, the son is walking. And you guessed it, the next crowd has something to say too. Can you believe that? What a cruel man making his little son walk on his tired feet.
Finally, they're desperate. They both just get on the horse, and now the crowd is absolutely horrified. You monsters, you're torturing that poor animal. The lesson here is so simple but powerful. You will never, ever be able to please everyone. You just have to listen to your own voice. The commentator Harsha Bogle puts it perfectly. He says excellence is not a skill, it is an attitude. It's that mindset, right? It's the attitude that lets you walk your own path, follow your own purpose, and just tune out all that noise from the crowd. And Dr. Vivek Bindra takes that idea even one step further. He says, wise people, yeah, they read history, but the crazy ones, the ones who are just overflowing with passion,
They're the ones who actually create it. They're the ones who ignore what everyone says is possible and just go out and build a new reality. And all of this, it brings us to our final and maybe the most important lesson of all, the one that uncovers the real secret to happiness, not in spite of hardship, but actually because of it. See, for Munaba, her greatest discovery wasn't about getting back the things she lost. It was about truly seeing what she still had. She found that real happiness isn't about getting more stuff. It's about appreciating what's already there. In one word, gratitude. And that's the core message for every single one of us. Stop mourning what's gone. Stop focusing on what you don't have. The simple fact that you are here right now, that you are alive, that you can take a breath, that in itself is a staggering gift, and that is worth celebrating. So I want to end by turning this back to you. With everything going on in your life, all the noise, all the challenges, can you just take a second and think of one thing right in this moment that you are grateful for? Finding that answer, well, that might just be the most powerful thing you do all day.